The Kashmiri Shaivism workshop is important, first of all, because it gives you a glimpse into what Agama truly is. That simply says, to understand what Agama is, you have to go, first of all, at the deepest level of it. You have to see the core of it. Which are the core teachings of Agama? Agama, being a Tantric yoga school, and the very name Agama from Agama Yoga representing the Tantric tradition, Agama Yoga is teaching the bulk of the Tantric tradition from almost all the branches of the Tantric tradition, from Hatha Yoga to astrology and from Kundalini to sexual Tantra. We are teaching different aspects of the Tantric tradition. It was called the Kaula school. So Agama has taken from the Kaula school, from the Kaula traditions, elements about Shakti, Shakti worship, transfiguration, cosmic powers, sexuality, and other sacred sexuality, of course, just to make it clear, and other such things. And in a similar way, in the Tantric tradition of Agama, which is a repository of general Tantric tradition, we in Agama, we try to keep the Tantric tradition alive. We try to pass as much information about the Tantric tradition as we can, of course, filtering all sorts of vernacular, countryside, primitive, inferior, shamanic, anemic, and other primitive things. The Tantric tradition was a very baroque and elaborate thing in the Indian culture, and not everything is prime class. Not everything is first-class matter and deserves at all costs to be preserved and propagated. But the things which were filtered and considered to be so efficient, so unique, so worth memorizing, so worth saving, preserving in time, we transmit them in Agama. Kashmiri Shaivism is something which is much more subtle. If Hatha Yoga can be considered like primary school, like it's when you go to school and the teacher puts a pen in your hand and you start drawing sticks and curls, and then you start making A, B, C and learning to write. So it's elementary. Kashmiri Shaivism is like not even university. It's like PhD in spirituality. It's like one of the very top levels in spirituality. The deepest thing which Agama teaches is Kashmiri Shaivism. That's why Kashmiri Shaivism is always like the top of the mountain, is above the clouds. It's somewhere, it's a mythical land for beginners, because beginners, when they inquire, they are told that the teachings of Agama are higher and higher, and they actually, if you want to know them by name, they do amount to something which is called Kashmiri Shaivism. And Kashmiri Shaivism is unique, amazing, flabbergasting. It is something astonishing in a spiritual way, but alas, we can't really describe to you what Kashmiri Shaivism is, because it's a PhD level, it's a university level. And therefore, Kashmiri Shaivism is very spiritual, it is exclusively spiritual. If you want to make comparisons, I dare say that Kashmiri Shaivism is the top form of spirituality that you'll ever encounter in your life. That we will teach a compact whole workshop of 5 days, which will be called Kashmiri Shaivism Intro, and that will be open to people from more beginning levels, so that if they are curious to have a glimpse of the goods to come, if they are curious to, because otherwise they would say, how would I know that I want to put 2, 3, 4, 5 years of my life into this and get to Kashmiri Shaivism and then discover that it is something ridiculous and useless for me. And therefore, we decided to give this appetizer, this herald of the coming things, by making an anticipatory workshop called Kashmiri Shaivistic Workshop, in which we give in 5 days as much as can be given to the beginning levels.